Superman in the title. Notice also how the title has this gematria of 105. Masonry and Zionism equals 105. The 105th day of the year is April 15th, tax day, where we all get bent over by the Masons and Zionists who steal our wealth. Steal a whole lot more from us too. In simple English gematria, it sums to 330, which is a lot like 33. Remember, 0 doesn't count in numerology. They call Cam Newton Superman. He's going to be the 58th QB. Can't say it enough. To start in the Super Bowl, Freemasonry's 58. Jerry Richardson, the owner of the team, drafted in 58. Cam Newton with the Freemason name. Cam Newton. If you like this guy, you like a real asshole, which goes for the rest of these pro athletes, but some are even bigger assholes than others. Cam Newton has proven himself to be one. Here he is participating in a staged media story. Remember when they said he got in this bad car accident at the end of last season? They showed this truck. They said he rolled over his truck. I mean, can you even see Cam Newton driving this truck? It's like they took that off the Army base. Anyhow, the name Superman in Gematria equals 35. The date of the accident was a date with 35 numerology, also 55 numerology. Charlotte, where he plays in, home of NASCAR, a lot of 55 in NASCAR. First track paved in 55. Probably no coincidence there either. A vehicle-related accident in Charlotte near NASCAR. You know, that's what all the NASCAR fans watch for, the car crashes. It's all just part of a big joke. In the NFC Championship, Cam Newton soared into the end zone. The announcers called him Superman. This was for the 33rd point of the game. In the latest Superman film, the father waits to let Superman know the truth until he's age 33. He decides at age 33 he's ready. Here's Cam Newton sailing in as Superman for the 33rd points. That drive, they said, lasted 4 minutes and 11 seconds on the Superman play, which was weird because it came exactly 411 days after the staged car crash incident. Before that game, they also pointed out that Cam Newton had a record season of 46 touchdowns. What else, huh? The Chicago number, 46th Super Bowl of the modern era. Palmer came in with 39. Arizona and New York, the only two states with 39 gematria. Charlotte, a city with 39 gematria. Peyton Manning, again, 39 years old. They put out this article at the beginning of the season, January 31st, 2015, or beginning of last year, I should say. Actually, just before the last Super Bowl, before Russell Wilson versus Tom Brady. Anyhow, again, these are all the black quarterbacks to participate in a Super Bowl. Doug Williams, who won in the year 88, which is interesting, as the first black QB to win a Super Bowl, winning in 88. California equals 88. Coldplay equals 88, the halftime entertainment. Doug Williams defeated the Denver Broncos. Steve McNair, the next QB to participate against the Rams, he would lose. Steve McNair also has since died on July 4th, 4774. Masonic equals 74. Jewish equals 74. No doubt a ritual sacrifice. The story of how he died, I guarantee you, is complete bullshit. Murdered, sacrificed. These people are sick. Donovan McNabb lost with the Eagles in Super Bowl 39. No coincidence. Philadelphia, the name comes from Revelation in the Bible, the 66th book of the Bible, based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. Philadelphia losing in Super Bowl 39. Donovan Jamal McNabb, named Gematria 58. Donovan has a life lesson number of 59, number stamped all over black Americans, Negro, slave, blues. Motown came out in 59. We're all really slaves, though. Think about how most people work the 9 to 5. He had the championship birth numerology. He made it to one, never won one. Colin Kaepernick lost to the Super Bowl, the rigged one in the Ravens. The Harbaugh brothers. Harbaugh, named Gematria of 39, the only Super Bowl played between brothers. Coached between brothers, I mean. Colin Kaepernick's got the life lesson number of 39. Number that shows up a lot around these Zionists. Russell Wilson's got a life lesson number of 39. Russell Wilson, born on the anniversary date of the Zionist state of Israel, got a major tribute on his 27th birthday this year. Russell Wilson, Doug Williams, the only QBs to win as black starting QBs in the Super Bowl, both defeating Denver. If Cam Newton did it, he would be the third. Also against Denver. All three against Denver. For the week, this week, one of the headlines in the media was that Jameis Winston, the number 1 overall draft pick, young black quarterback, right away they bring out the rape case settled story, that there's a big settlement. What happens when people read this in the mainstream? They go, oh, must have raped her and got away with it for the money. And why are they doing this? Because they want the race war. They want the stereotypes in the media. They want to feed those long programmed lies. You know, there's so many white Americans in this country that have been programmed to think that a black man is dangerous, sexualized, a predator. That is what this Zionist media has done. And I wish black people would wake up to the fact that it is Jews who've programmed the people to be this way, just like it was mostly Jews who were slaveholders. This truth in history has been erased, and most black people blame white people. Why? Because there's a lot of white, ignorant, racist people who've been programmed. Why have they been programmed? Because the Zionists want divide and conquer. People fighting amongst themselves over nothing. And these headlines are how it's done. Story after story. 2 days before the game between the Cardinals and Panthers, this story came out of Arizona. I mean, come on, people. Can't you see what's going on? I knew this headline was part of the emphasis that Arizona was going to get their ass kicked, too. And they did. This week, you know, these two programmed robots always bickering about nonsense. They were talking about the focus of race in the Super Bowl. And what was funny is while this was going on, a woman in the background chimed in. She said, hey, did you guys know that the only 2 black QBs to defeat NFL teams or the only team to lose to black QBs was the Denver Broncos? And Skip Bayless looked back and said, what? And then just like ignored her. And I thought, that's interesting that he's ignoring that. Was that not supposed to be brought up? So anyway, you know, they're just programming the race, talking all about the race this week, all sorts of headlines on race. Cam Newton talks race in the NFL. Obama talks about Oscars so white. Remember, the same people who control the Hollywood, same people who control the sports leagues, same people who control media, same people who control the record studios, the Masons and the Zionists. And then they had their, other talking head puppet, Charles Barkley, bringing it up, saying the Super Bowl is about black versus white race battle. I was saying this back in October, November, the most likely Super Bowl, White Broncos versus Black Panthers for the race war symbolism. This is how you should be able to tell that I know what I know, or I know what I'm talking about, I've been doing these videos, this blog since forever, trying to expose this race war they've been building year by year. I saw what the whole setup was with the 44th president as Obama. It's all part of a planned narrative, a planned agenda. Charles Wade Barkley, a name with 74 Gematria, like Masonic. Charles Barkley equals 59, the number stamped all over black Americans, Manchurian athletes. Barkley in simple English Gematria, also 74. Think about all those commercials he did with Dwayne Wade. Did you ever know his middle name's Wade? A 33 name. Charles Barkley, always trying to spark up some controversy. These people will do anything for $1. So this is what it's all about here, Truth Seeker. Sports by the numbers, all of them. They're all rigged by these numbers. They're all part of the cultural narrative we're living in. So you know what I expect? A Super Bowl where the Broncos edge out the Panthers. It'll probably be controversial. There'll probably be horrible penalties. It'll probably look rigged. It'll probably piss off the fans. A fitting score would be 21-18 Broncos over the Panthers. I don't see a lot of points because both teams have good defenses. Manning's washed up. I think the storyline will be that the Broncos defense played lights out. The Broncos got some major calls in their favor, and they edged out the Panthers. And, there'll probably be headlines from Stephen A. Smith, Zionist agent, Charles Barkley, these types of people talking about how it was race. It was racially driven. And then down the road, even worse headlines are going to come, such as the assassination of number 44. All this stuff just brewing, pissing people off, making them angrier and angrier. That's what it's all about. That's what these sports leagues are about. Breaking people's hearts, upsetting them, making them feel cheated. That's why they do it to us. That's what it's all about. All right, so with all this Bears talk, we got to close it out with a little Mike Ditka and how he lines up as well. Mike Ditka in Gematria, Pythagorean, sums to 38. Notice Ditka is also a name with 18 Gematria. This year the Super Bowl is on the 38th day of the year, a date with a numerology of 18. Mike Ditka in simple English Gematria equals 83, just like football. Again, first Super Bowl on a date with 83 numerology. Mike's a word with 38 Gematria in simple English. Ditka, 45, just like Bears. This was the head coach of the Bears in 85, the year they went on to win the Super Bowl. January of 86, 46-10 over the Patriots in the rigged Super Bowl. Mike Ditka, born October 18th, 1939, a date with 86 numerology. Remember, Broncos also equals 86, symbol equals 86, triangle, pyramid. That 85 season, the Super Bowl was played in 86. Special number right there. This year, the Super Bowl comes 86 days after the Paris terror hoax. Keep that in mind. He's born on a date with a life lesson number of 50 in the year 39. Peyton Manning, 39 years old this year. Also 32 numerology. His birth name is Michael Ditka. He changed his name to Michael Keller Ditka, which in Gematria sums to 96 like Freemason. This is what a lot of these Masons do. Once they get in the gang, they give themselves names that have the proper Gematria. The birth name, or the new middle name he gave himself, Keller, has Gematria of 63, like his birth name in Pythagorean Gematria. Again, Ditka, like 45, like Bears. He started his college career in 58. We've been talking a lot about 58. Freemasonry equals 58. I think in this time they were planning out the future. I think they planned out all these decades ahead. That's how they have all these perfect syncs over all these years. I think it was all planned around the time of the first Super Bowl. With his rookie season, the Chicago Bears, he got 58 receptions. Remember, Singletary got 109 tackles, being born on 10-9. Kind of stuff happens with a lot of players in all of pro sports. Document this stuff all the time. He played on his first championship team in 63 as well. Having that birth name of 63. 6'3" is another way to represent 666, Chicago home of the 60606. Zionist stronghold. And again, he coached that 85 Bears team, said to have one of the best defenses ever. This year, the Broncos have a very good defense. So do the Panthers. Will probably be a classic football game. Low score. The word classic has Gematria of 66, just like NFL in Jewish Gematria. First Super Bowl in the year 66. Same year, San Francisco, who's hosting, opened the Church of Satan. And San Francisco 49ers joined the NFL in 49, 66 years ago. Somebody else commented and posted these things. Gary Kubiak is the 7th coach in NFL history, 2nd in Broncos history, to reach Super Bowl in his first season. Remember, the Super Bowl's on 2-7. Broncos have gone to 7 Super Bowls with QBs drafted by the Colts. The Colts have only done twice with their own drafted QBs. Think about, again, 2-7. It's Manning and Elway, and how it lines up for them for Super Bowl 50, just like Ditka. Panthers are 8th team in Super Bowl era to win a conference championship game by at least 30 points. And this year will be the 8th Super Bowl for the Broncos. Bears won it 30 years ago. Bears have a lot of connections to this year's Panthers, but also to the Broncos. And another 2-7 in favor of Carolina. If Carolina won the Super Bowl on February 7th, it would be the 27th NFC Championship win. Remember, National Football League equals 85, like the 85 Bears. Thank you, Jeremy. Until next time.